In this video, we are gonna be reviewing 4 commands that you probably don't know. The first one is CYPRESS browser, which is gonna return your properties of the browser. Then we have the CYPRESS DOM, which is a method in order to return false or true value depending of a DOM node in the HTML, right? Also, we're gonna take a look of this command, CYPRESS arc, and then at the end we're gonna be reviewing this CYPRESS keyboard command. Basically, we can use this in order to increasing the keystroke delay or actually decreasing it at 0. And I'm gonna show you how you can do it in 2 different ways. So please watch this video until the end because you're gonna learn a lot from this. Perfect, so let's go ahead and start with this beautiful video. I'm gonna start with the CYPRESS browser command, okay? If we come here to this website, the official documentation, it is saying that CYPRESS browser returns the property of the browser, and we can access different properties. For example, the name of the browser, the path where it is installed, also the version, also if we are executing our tests in head or headless mode, right? So it is gonna return a true or false depending on the execution type. So let's go ahead and try to make an example over here. I'm gonna create a simple describe. It is gonna be CYPRESS browser demo. Okay, excelente. I'm sorry, that was an Spanish word that sometimes come out from my mouth and I don't even think about it. I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna make a before each right over here in order to make a site visit. Okay, site visit, and I'm gonna be visiting this website that I have. I'm not sure, for example, this website, it is gonna display the web browser name depending on the execution that you are actually the environment where you are opening this website, right? So the idea is to check this text depending on the browser, right? But at first I want to show you how it looks, because can be a better it could be a better way to understand this. I'm gonna show you how to lock the web browser information here, okay? So you can access an object and extract the information that you need. For example, let's imagine that I'm gonna make a sidelock here. This sidelock is gonna be returning the CYPRESS, okay, browser information, and then we can access different properties, as you can see here. Let's imagine that I want to bring the name to the lock, right? Then I want to lock another information here. Let's imagine that I will also want to bring the information of the family of the browser over here. Well, in this case with Google Chrome, right, it is family from, or actually the family is a Chromium, right? Let's also imagine that I want to bring the information for okay, I remember this. If it is headed or not. If it is headed, well, it is gonna be returning a true, right? In case it is not, it is gonna be returning a false. But also we can check with another command if the execution is headless. Okay, I'm sorry, headless over there, right? And also to just finish this, I have a couple more properties that I want to show you. Okay, CYPRESS lock is CYPRESS browser, okay, and I also want to show you the path where my Google Chrome is installed, and at the end also the version that I'm executing. Okay, CYPRESS lock, sorry, browser, and the version of the browser that I'm executing, right? So I'm gonna execute my my terminal, and in my terminal the test runner. All right, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna execute run CYPRESS open. Okay, as soon as the test studio or the test runner is opened, right, I'm gonna look for the more commands file, the folder that I have created, and I'm gonna be executing the CYPRESS browser spec. Okay, as you're gonna see, well, the first thing that it is gonna be doing is accessing the web browser, right, and visiting this website. As you can see, well, this website is saying that we are executing this script in Chrome 91 on Windows 10. Okay, that's something interesting, right? Because Cypress can do different actions depending on the web browser which is executing. This could be helpful because sometimes you know that the styles are depending on the web browser. For example, some of them are specifically for Firefox and some of them are for Chrome. So as you can see here in the test body, we have the information. We are executing in the name of, or actually the web browser name is Chrome. The browser family is Chromium. Well, this is, I don't remember which was this property. It is head, right? It is true, of course, because we are executing this in headed mode, and we of course are not executing this in headless mode, so we have a false here. Also, we have the path where the Google Chrome is installed in my computer, and also we have the version of the Google Chrome that we have in our system, right, in this case. So as I told you, if I enter with Mozilla Firefox over here, you're gonna take a look of this, and probably you are gonna have another message when you enter here, and you will see that it is saying Firefox 19 on Windows 10. Okay, so I want to make a test in order to make sure that this header changes depending on the browser that I'm executing, right? So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna name this test, for example, check header depending on the web browser. Cool, right? So I want to make a simple if here, which is gonna be, I'm sorry, if, and this if is gonna compare a simple string, right? So I'm gonna make here Cypress browser name, for example, and here I can for example, make sure that if it is Chrome, do something, or if it is also, if else Cypress browser name, it is equal to Firefox. I'm not sure if it is Firefox itself. We're gonna try that. If else, I'm not sure why it is not working. Let's see. Cypress. What is happening? Let's see what I'm doing wrong. If else, it is reading correctly, right? What is happening? Let's see if I delete this. If else, it should work, right? I'm sorry, I'm writing this wrong. It is else if. I'm sorry. I'm so crazy right now. Well, I have now my conditional statement ready to work, right? If it is Chrome, we are gonna take a look of the header, and we are gonna look for the the header and the locator for this a tag, right? So I'm gonna do something over here, and it's basically look for the parent div that it has. In this case, I see that it has a class string major. Let me see if we have more selectors like this, just to have that in mind, but we don't. So I'm gonna make a simple Cyget over here, right? Cyget. And we're gonna look for this class, but also the child, or actually, yeah, the a tag, all right, under it. Once I have this, well, I'm gonna make an assertion, right? Should have text. And I want to make sure that when it is open in Chrome, I'm sorry, well, we have this text that I have in the a tag over here, right? There it is. Now, if it is Firefox, we're gonna have a different result, of course, right? So I'm gonna copy just this text over here, and I'm gonna make the same stuff. I'm sorry, I have to copy and paste this over here, and copy well, this expected message here. So I'm gonna execute this again in my test runner, and let's see if it works or not, because probably I did something wrong. But it is not. As you can see, it is actually making sure that if it is executed in Chrome, well, we are taking a look of the header and make sure that the text does match with the current browser that we have. Right now, let's do it with Firefox. Okay, so I'm gonna change this for Firefox 90, and well, let's go ahead and look for my more commands folder and then execute again the Cypress browser spec. And there it is. Let's see if it works or not. As you can see, now we are gonna have a different log here, of course, right? As you can see, we have Firefox. The family is Firefox in this case. I'm not sure why. I thought that. Oh yeah, it has to be Firefox. I'm sorry. It is headed execution, right? It is not a headless, and this is the version where actually what we have in our computer. And also, well, as you can see, it has made a different assertion depending on the web browser that you have. This is something important because it can help you in case, for example, you are executing your tests in headless mode. You can make a configuration in order to just taking snapshots or a video if you're executing your test in headless mode. For example, you just have to make a simple if and configure your project as you want. Well, this is something that you have to have in mind just to, well, think about it if you need. Okay, let's go ahead with the second command that I want to show you, which is the CYPRESS DOM Command. Okay, so I'm gonna come here to my CYPRESS DOM Command, and that's something that I have just discovered a few days ago. Well, the main thing of this, I think that it is important because sometimes you need to make sure, or you want to return a boolean value, right? For example, a true or false value, depending on a DOM node. Okay, let's imagine with this site here, the demo QA / accordion, right? Let's imagine that I want to make sure, or in some way I want to know if this text is collapsed or actually is or has the display none CSS or not, and I want to convert that in a simple false or true. Okay, let's imagine that. You can well, imagine other scenarios, but that's the scenario that I'm thinking right now. Okay, if I inspect the node, or actually the HTML here, right, we're gonna have a lot of DOM nodes here, but I want to look for this collapse here that I have, right? As you can see, this is a simple collapse show div, right? And I'm not sure if this is the correct one. Let me see. If I close this, yeah, it is the correct one. Let me show you this. If I click on this tab here, right, in this accordion, we're gonna have this text displayed. And actually, if you take a look of the CSS, well, styles and properties, we don't have a kind of display none over here. However, as soon as I click on this, well, this collapse changed to display none. And then imagine that you want to capture this with a simple function, right? And well, have a true or false depending on this behavior. All right, I know that you can do this with an assertion, right? But if you want to have a response depending on a DOM node state, you can use the following command, CYPRESS DOM. We have variety of different helpers here. Is focus, is hidden, is visible, is window, but I'm gonna be using is visible. So let's go ahead and try to make this in code. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna look for this selector over here, right? The collapse one, this one, and I'm gonna look for the class collapse. Okay, I'm gonna look for them, and I have 9 different divs with that particular class, but the one that I want to use is this one, the number 7. Okay, however, we are thinking in array numbers, and we're gonna be using the 6th one. Okay, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna start writing down my describe. Okay, this describe is gonna be pretty simple. Let me check my notes because I don't want to do a lot of mess here. Let me see my notes pretty quick. Well, I cannot find it. Where is my notes? There it is. There is my notes. Now let's go ahead and continue with the code. I'm sorry for this for this delay. I'm gonna make a demo, right, for is visible demo, okay? And then I'm gonna be creating a simple it. This it is gonna be well, DOM, for example, is visible. I don't know how to name this. Is visible command. Okay, and then I'm gonna be well, visiting the website that I want to visit, right? Obviously, and I'm gonna, well, entering this website here, and then let's imagine that I'm gonna look for the element that I told you before, right? This collapse class, which has the position number 6. Okay, so I'm gonna look for this, and I'm gonna use the helper method to look for a selector equal, and inside of here we just have to well, specify the position, or actually the position of the array of elements that we have in our DOM. In this case is the number 6. If you want to know more about selectors, please go ahead and watch that video in my channel. Of course, you are gonna learn a lot. And so then I need to actually enter the command then, all right, in order to work with the subject yielded object that we have in our previous command. In this case, it's gonna be this element over here. I'm gonna name this object, or actually this variable, as element, and I'm gonna use an arrow function in order to, well, play with the yielded object. In this case, the element itself, right? So I'm gonna make something here. Well, the thing that I'm gonna do is use the command CYPRESS DOM, okay, and I'm gonna use the command is visible over here, okay. And inside of this function, it is actually expecting to have an element, okay, as you can see in this helper over here. And the element is gonna be the yielded object that I have here. And now it is gonna be returning true in case this is displayed. It is not collapsed, right? But in case you click here, it is gonna be returning a false, and I'm gonna prove that, okay? I'm gonna make a scilog here, okay? Scilog, because I wanna show you that. I'm gonna make, I'm gonna, well, type the backticks, and I'm gonna use this syntax to show you that. Collapse content as soon as I load the website, okay? And we're gonna be checking if this is actually returning true over here, okay? Perfect, and now we should be capable to watch that. So I'm gonna execute my my stuff here. Let me close the test execution that I was doing before, and I'm gonna change again to Google Chrome, and then I'm gonna execute my CYPRESS DOM spec.js file, because here's where I have the code that I have just entered, okay? It is gonna be visiting the demo.com/accordion site, and as you can see, well, this text is displayed as soon as well, we load the website. And as you can see, well, I'm actually getting that particular element, right, the number 6 in this case, and I'm actually testing if it is returning a true or false, depending if it is visible or not. In case that I click here, this returning value is gonna be false, because the display block property in the CSS is gonna be changed, okay? So let's go ahead and do the test, right? So I'm gonna make a scilog over here, okay, and I'm gonna click on this particular card, okay? This card actually has an ID, which is easier for us, and now I just have to click on it, right? Now it is gonna be collapsed. Now I'm gonna just copy the before command that I did, and I'm gonna change this approach, because I want to say that collapse content as soon as I click on the card should be now false. So let's go ahead and execute this in our test runner, okay? Well, as you can see, well, we have the true value as soon as the website is loaded. However, when I click on this particular element and I close that, right, now it is not visible. And if you check the logs, right, now it is false as soon as I click on the card, because it is not visible anymore. And that's something that you can use for different scenarios, right? I just wanted to bring you this for your knowledge, because I think that it is very important, right? I remember that, for example, with Test Cafe, we have a lot of methods, and it helped us a lot to understand and actually, well, test better scripts. But yeah, that's something interesting, right? The next one is, the next command is a very simple one, is the CYPRESS arc. It is not gonna take a look of a lot of time. CYPRESS arc. It is just gonna return the architecture of your processor, okay? It is something very easy, but it's something that I wanted to have in this video. I don't know why. CYPRESS arc, and well, the command is gonna be cyloc and cypress dot arc. Okay, I think that this is a function, if I'm not wrong, and I'm gonna execute the test runner again. Let me see. I'm gonna execute this with the CYPRESS arc spec. It is not a function. Let me check my notes, because probably it is not a function, right? Right? Yeah, it is not a function. It is just, well, a kind of property of the CYPRESS object over here. So let's see if I have results now. And as you can see, it is saying that our architecture, our system architecture is in 64 bits, right? Yeah, that's something that I wanted to bring to this video, because it's simple, but it could be useful if you need, in sometimes, I don't know, well, do different executions in different environments, and depending on your architecture, I don't know, I just wanted to bring you that. And the last one is gonna be very interesting, which is the CYPRESS keyboard. And as I told you, if I come here to the official documentation, you can see that, well, the keyboard API allows you to set the default values of how to type command is executed. So we can delay the velocity or the speed of how you type in your script using this keystroke delay. You can enter actually this as a global parameter, so every single time that you type a word in a part of your script, or actually of your website, you are gonna have a specific keystroke delay, right? However, there is another option, which is to specify in every single it depending on your needs, and that's the example that I wanted to bring you, right? So I'm gonna come here. Let me take a look at my notes, because I don't want to mess up anymore. And yeah, I think that I have found my notes here. Let me see. I cannot find my notes again, man. What is happening with me? Let me see. There it is, I think. Well, I cannot find my notes. What is happening with my cell phone? Let me see. The thing that I did, or actually the thing that I do for every single video, is take notes in my cell phone. I'm sorry to actually tell you my lifestyle. I'm sorry, my story. I think I know that you don't mind and you don't care about this, but yeah, that's the way that I work. I don't know why I'm not there. There it is. I have the notes now. Let's continue with the video. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go. I'm gonna make a describe here, right? A simple describe. It is gonna have, sorry, because it doesn't work now. It works. This describe is gonna be named, for example, keystroke demo or demo. I'm not sure how it is pronounced in English. And now, well, we're gonna make a simple it over here, right? Actually, we can do a before each, right? And we are gonna be visiting a single website every single time that I execute my my script. In this case, I'm gonna use the saucedemo.com website. Okay. Now I'm gonna be using a net here, and well, we're gonna be working with the keystroke velocity, right? Or the keystroke, I don't know how it is pronounced correctly. It should be something like the keystroke delay. That's the word. Yeah. So the it is gonna be a CYPRESS keyword keyboard, I'm sorry, keyboard, and I'm gonna name this slow type because I'm gonna delay a lot the velocity of this. Also, we have to specify another parameter here, and that's the thing that I wanted to show you, because we can send an object here and send different options. In this case, the thing that I want to do is the keystroke delay, and now we can specify as well the time, or actually I don't know how it is, if it is it is in milliseconds, right? So you can enter the specific milliseconds that you want for the keystroke delay. Let's imagine that I want a keystroke delay of 100 milliseconds. Okay, that's good. And now, just to show you how it works, I'm going to use this website, which is saucedemo.com, and I'm gonna be typing something here in the username. Okay, I'm gonna look for the input here, and I'm gonna look for the ID to see if it has something. Yeah, there is an ID, and I'm gonna be use a ciget again in order to get that particular ID with the CSS selector, and I'm gonna be typing there something. Okay, for example, this is a demo. That's cool, right? And let's go ahead and make some other tests. I'm gonna create 2 other its. Okay, it is gonna be the standard one. I'm gonna delete the keystroke delay. It is set by default in 10 milliseconds. I just wanted to let you know that. And also, we are gonna set another one, which is gonna be the fastest fastest type. Okay, and now let's go ahead and execute this demo, right? Because you're gonna be surprised of how the velocity changed. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm gonna look for a Cypress keyboard JS, and now you're gonna take a look at this. Take a look. It is a lot of difference, right? Because the slow type takes 100 milliseconds per typing, right? Per word, or actually per key. And the standard one, which is 10 milliseconds per key, right? It is fastest, of course. And now if we set that stroke delay in 0, it is gonna be the fastest way to do it with Cypress. So yeah, I just wanted to bring you these 4 commands because I thought that would be interesting. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I know that sometimes I talk a lot, but thank you very much again if you are here. Please subscribe and let a like. Please let a comment, and see you in the next one. This was JoanMedia. Bye bye.